Okay, the next feature that we have is a new widget. So we have purchased 3 premium widgets back in June, and they are ready for launch now for the entire board to use in D2L Brightspace. So in order to use widgets, you have to edit the homepage of your class, and I'll show you how to edit the homepage of your class, and then you can add the widgets as you please. So with the Content Navigator widget, it's basically a different version of the content browser. So you can replace the content browser and you can use the Content Navigator if you'd like. So it looks a little different than the content browser in that it tracks and displays the navigational history and content. It allows for one-click navigation to the last visited module topic, and it uses some icons to visually indicate the content type. It's nice because it shows how much a user has looked at and viewed the content at a glance. So we'll jump in now to the class. And so from your class page, what you're going to need to do is edit the home page, like I mentioned. So you need to add the Content Navigator widget, and we're going to add it over here where the Content Browser widget is. We're going to remove the browser and we're going to add the Navigator. So widgets are these sort of white areas that you see around your class homepage. So you have the calendar, you have the announcements, you have the content browser, you have the activity feed, and then you have the course overview at the bottom. So anything below the navigation bar can basically be edited in your class, and it's part of the what's called the homepage. So in order to edit that homepage, we're going to scroll to the bottom, and we're going to look for these 3 dots, and we're going to click Manage Homepage. So on this page, it's just saying which homepage is currently active on your class. So right now we have what's called the course default active, and that every course in the board that gets created automatically has this default homepage. And you cannot change the default homepage because, again, it's managed by centrally at the board. So what you want to do is just basically make a copy of it and then edit the copy. So the first thing to do is you're going to click the down arrow and you're going to click copy. And now you've made a copy, but you just need to set that as the homepage for your course. So we're going to click this down arrow over here, and we're going to go to course default copy, and we're going to click apply. There we go. So now you can see it's turned into a link that you can go into and you can edit the homepage. So we're now going to go into this copy, and you can change the name. You can say whatever you like for the name. I'm going to leave it for now, but you can change the name so you have it rings a bell for you when you go into your home pages. You can add a description. Do not change the type, whatever you do, because it can cause some wacky things. So do not change the type. But anything else you can sort of play around with and change if you want to change the layout, etc. You can move the widgets around on your homepage. This sort of shows the skeleton of what your homepage will look like, and then you can move the widgets around as you see fit. Move them up, move them down, move them on the different layout. You can change the layout if you don't want this layout. You can change the layout. We have this layout as the default because we find it the best, but you can go ahead and change the layout if you want. So basically, to add the Content Navigator widget, we're going to first go to the Content Browser widget, and we're going to X that one out because it is very similar and we don't want duplicates. So we're going to X that out. Now we can see the Content Browser is removed. And now we're going to go add widgets. And it shows a bunch of widgets that are available to you. Most of them are for credit recovery. I'm working on getting those removed, but you can look through and see what all the widgets are that are available to you. But we're going to look for the Navigator. So we're just going to search Navigator. And then here you go. It says D2L hosted Content Navigator. We're going to click that and we're going to click add. And here you go. It says Content Navigator, and it has now been added under the calendar. So at this point, we're going to click Save and Close. And then we're going to click Course Home. And now when we scroll down, we'll see here it is. Here's the Content Navigator. So the browser is gone, and now it's been replaced with the Content Navigator. And you can see it sort of shows you at a glance how many of the content pieces that you have looked at in your content. So I'm the teacher right now. Me as the teacher, I've uploaded something that I haven't actually looked at before, and that's under here. It's the week 2 task piece, and I have not clicked that yet. I haven't looked at it yet, so that's why it's showing that I still have only I have 33% left of Unit 1 to look at here. So it shows the user what they have looked at. It gives a link to the last viewed. It's a nice little, shows some icons as you go through, showing that this is actually a folder. And then here are the content pieces here. Same thing over here. Unit 2, same thing. There's a folder, and then there's actually a link over here. So this is what it looks like as a teacher, but I'm going to just grab, I logged into a student account, and where a student account is going to go into the class. And you'll see here's the Content Navigator for the student. And so the student's going to click week 1. They're going to click the agenda. Of course, it takes you to the content area in the class. They're going to click the other piece of content, and then they're going to go back home. And now we'll see how that has changed the percentage over here. So then they're going to go into week 2. They have to go to week 2. They click week 2. And then here is the content piece for week 2. Go back home. And now they've completed 100%. So this is a nice little indicator that shows the students what they have and they haven't looked at. So it's a nice change to the content browser. There's some different features here. So definitely recommend playing around with it and seeing which version you like.